Today, I'm going to share some information that I would have loved to have known when I was 12, 13, 14, 15, or 17 years old. I didn't know it. But if you are at that age, or maybe later, then you will have some tremendous benefit by applying what I'm going to share with you. So I will give you some advice for the situation where you are, for instance, 13 years old. If it comes to money, time is a crucial thing to have. The more time we have, the more time our money has to grow, the better it is. And this is, if you start very small, you end up pretty high if you have time. It is like a snowball rolling down the mountain or the hill. It starts small, and the further it rolls down, the bigger it gets until it becomes an avalanche. And the same is true for money that you invest early and for a long time. So if you start at 13, you will make decent money in the long run. And of course, you start small. So this is very important. At age 13, maybe later, maybe earlier, you want to open an investing account, a custodial investing account. You cannot do this on your own. You need your parents or any older person to do this with and for you. A custodial account is typically done for minors, and it is controlled by parents, typically. There you can do investments of some presents you get for birthday or Christmas. Then you can put it there in your account and have it invested, for instance, in the stock market. For instance, in the S&P 500 in the United States. This is, of course, not a financial or an investment advice because I'm not an investment counselor. But what it does, in the past 10 years, the S&P 500 had a return on investment of 12% annually. So this is a pretty decent return on investment. Now, to open an account, you have to convince your parents. And if your parents are similar to mine, they may never have talked about money, let alone investments. So if you wish to convince your parents that you want to open an account, a custodial investment account, then you might show them this video to persuade them to help you out with this. You, as the minor owner of this account, cannot withdraw any money from this account until age 18. Then you can do whatever you want. But if you want to take a little piece of advice from me, leave it. Because as I said already, remember the avalanche picture? Leave the money so it becomes really a bigger and bigger and bigger asset in your life. Leave it and put in more and more and more money. Coming to age 14. At this age, you usually don't have any bills to pay. So like rent or water or power or whatever. Everything you earn, basically you earn for yourself. And this money you can put into your custodial account. And there it will grow and grow and grow. So at this age, all the money you earn can go into the account. Of course, if you want to buy something for fun, you are absolutely free to do this, but the majority of the money that you earn should go into the account. Side hustles I'm thinking of is mowing the lawn of your neighbor or cleaning the driveway with a water washer, you earn some decent money. And even if you don't earn money, you may create some skills that will pay later. So learn something that others want to get from you for money. If you learn something that does not pay out yet, it may, like sports, create your ability to be disciplined, which, when you are at the age of 18, will make you more successful as compared to your competition. The other people that have played with video games and learned nothing. This will make you successful, more successful than those other guys who didn't do anything to learn discipline. And if you don't know which hobby, which sport you want to learn yet, try out. Try out and find out what you love to do, and then do it. If you are 15, you may get some presents for birthday or Christmas. And this is different from my experience at my older age now. But if you get those presents, ask for funds that you can put into your custodial investing account. And don't ask for any video games or game consoles, because you will get bored by them in a few weeks anyway, and then they have no worth for you anymore. But the money in your account will not only keep its worth, it will increase its worth. So consider asking for money for your account instead of games. Very important that you do not follow the temptation to spend your money for stuff that you don't really need and that you are not going to enjoy for a longer period of time. Do put your money in your account. You may not even say you want to save it in your account. You may call it you stash it in your account. So out of sight is out of mind. Don't tell anybody, just put it in there and leave it alone. You may not even say you want to save it in your account. You may call it you stash it in your account. So out of sight is out of mind. Don't tell anybody, just put it in there and leave it alone. Of course, you love a roller coaster and you want to have some fun. Of course, and if you so wish, spend some money there. Enjoy your money and have fun with it. But most important is stash your money in your account and keep it there. Very important. If you want to start an activity that costs a little bit of money, it's much easier to start when you have some money as compared to having no money at all. For instance, if you are in the UK, around age 16, you can get your provisional driver's license. In Germany, it's age 17. And then a little later, at age 18, you get your permanent driver's license. So start as early as possible so you get some experience driving, make some experience and enjoy driving, with somebody sitting next to you, showing you and telling you how to do and what to avoid. At age 16, you are only 2 years before you enter the real world. And you may want to develop an idea what you want to be good at, what you want to be doing when you are 18, which profession you want to choose. And for this, you may ask yourself, what am I good at already? In my case, I was good at playing the piano and doing yacht sailing, offshore yacht sailing. Both trained me in developing a pretty tough discipline, which helped me go through life with this trait, if you wish. I learned to become disciplined, which led to me becoming a skipper of a big yacht with a crew of 14 at age 19. I was pretty skilled at that time in those activities. This was not my profession, my later profession, but I learned to be disciplined, and I learned that if the times get tough, the tough get going. In my case, when I was 21, I had the highest qualifications in sailing, in offshore sailing, that were available in my country. And so I was a qualified sailing teacher, being allowed and able to sail big boats across the oceans. So this is something you might want to develop in the area that you choose. In my case, when I was 21, I had the highest qualifications in sailing, in offshore sailing, that were available in my country. And so I was a qualified sailing teacher, being allowed and able to sail big boats across the oceans. So this is something you might want to develop in the area that you choose. If you want to develop some skills, you want to be very cautious buying courses that are basically scam and very expensive. You want to maybe join a community where you get skills, where you find like-minded people, good trainers, where they don't charge you a lot of money. And then pick one, try yourself out in this one skill. If it's fine, if it's the skill you want to really develop, continue. If not, pick another one until you found one or two or three skills that you really want to develop. So you know eventually what you're doing there. If you follow skills to develop skills, those that you have chosen, you, nobody else, that you have chosen, then you will be ahead of your competition when you are 18 or older and entering the real life. So don't waste your time playing video games and this kind of stuff, because this will not make you skilled or professional or passionate at all. It's a waste of time. At age 17, you definitely want to take your driver's license test, because for any side hustle you might consider, you are more professional, you appear more professional if you have a driver's license and do not depend on public transportation, which is very often not reliable. Remember one thing, to be early on the job means you are on time. To be on time at the job, you are late. And if you are late, this is unacceptable. And so know how you get to your job, to your side hustle. Know to be always early. There is a saying, prefer to be an hour early rather than to be 5 minutes late. If you have your driver's license, you may have, same time, enough money in your account to buy you a cheap car. So you are becoming more and more independent and professional. Consider this. At age 18, the world really opens for you because you are an adult. With all the rights that you have, you can handle your account, your investment account yourself. You don't need any parent, any custodial person to control you. And for this age, I have 7 things for you to consider. Very important things if you think long term. At 18, the world really opens for you. Officially, you are an adult. And for this age, I have 7 pieces of advice for you in terms of how to handle your life and your money. Number 1, have 2 bank accounts at 2 different banks. The first one is where your money goes in and out, where you put in the money you earn and you take out the money that you need to spend for rent and food and everything. This is one account. And the other one is your investing account, where you put your money that you want to invest. In this account, you want to always have enough money to have the ability to live on for 3 to 6 months if something bad happens to you, you are jobless or whatever. This is your security measure. So you are not afraid of losing your job because then you don't have any money. You have it. You have it for 3 to 6 months. And within that period of time, you will find another opportunity to get more money. Number 2, get a credit card. Don't listen to the people who try to talk you out of it. Get a credit card and use it wisely. If you never go into debt with a credit card, your score with a bank will be good. And if you have some years of record where you've never gone into debt with your credit card, then the bank will be very happy to loan you money at a very low interest rate. So you get a good credit score, which is important if you want to get some loans from the bank. Now, there are 2 possibilities to take other people's money, the bank's money, OPM, other people's money. Number 1 is you don't want to get into debt. With this, I mean you do not want to take other people's money to buy assets that are depreciating. A car is depreciating. A washing machine is depreciating. Expensive clothes are depreciating. Meaning, the moment you buy that stuff, it's less worth. So you lose money and the debt remains the same until it's all paid back. So be very reluctant, very cautious to go into debt for depreciating assets. Almost never do it. The other way to use other people's money is to take a credit. A credit, by that I mean you take other people's money to buy stuff that is an appreciating asset. For instance, if you buy property, this may increase in value over time. Maybe you want to open a business, your own business. This will then give you money back and be an appreciating asset. Or you go into the stock market or any other investment with a good chance of increasing the value. This is the difference you should make between debt and credit. Use other people's money to buy stuff that becomes more and more in value. If you don't already have it, open an investing account. This will help you learn investing. And if you choose the bank wisely, this bank may even give you the opportunity to deal and invest with fake money. So you are not at any risk. You just take fake money and play around with it and invest it and see what happens. And then you learn your investment skill. This is very helpful if you don't have any investment skills already. Number 4, many people think a university degree is the highest level you can achieve. And this is true for some professions. A medical doctor, a nurse, a teacher, a lawyer, they all need a university degree and they can then later earn decent money with this degree. But there are many, many, many jobs, professions, businesses where a university degree is not worth anything. For instance, you can get a university degree in playing golf. This is ridiculous. You can get a university degree creating a business, running a business. This doesn't make any sense because creating, opening, and running a business is a matter of practice, not of theory, where you're sitting in the university and the teacher tells you. No, you need to learn this by practical application, by learning it from people who do it, not from professors, from business people, from entrepreneurs. You may, alternatively, begin an apprenticeship and learn any skills there. This has the advantage you learn it really in practical life, number 1, plus you earn some money. So you can live on it already. So this is a win-win situation. You win information, knowledge, skills, and you earn some money. Consider this. Many, many, many highly successful people in the world of business have no university degree. Consider this. For a potential employer, real-life experiences, your attitude and your track record tells them much more about you than a university degree will. So be very cautious and very selective if you really need a university degree. Number 5, avoid bad debt at all costs. I've talked about this already. You want to take credits, yes, but no bad debts. And I'm repeating this because this is important. A debt is something you invest into depreciating assets, and a credit is something where you invest in appreciating assets. This is a major difference you need to remember. Number 6, you may consider to start a side hustle, which is nothing similar to go and get a job and be miserable. But you've listened to this video now, you know you have created some skills. And out of those skills, you may want to take your side hustle. For instance, copyright, video editing, videography, community management are all activities where you can earn decent money without having a lot of starting costs. You just have to know the inside and the outside of those skills, and then you earn money. And since this is built on activities that you like, it is fun and really not serious work. So consider a side hustle in a business that you like, where you have your skills built already. Number 7, we've talked about this already. Invest long-term. And I've used the picture of the snowball becoming an avalanche, and I will now specify this in financial terms. If you start at age 18 and invest 250 euros monthly in your investment, at age 65, you will have 1.5 million euros in your account if this investment has created 8% of interest annually. Now, say that again. You start at 18 and have those 1.5 million euros at age 65. If you start at 28, only 10 years later, your investment at age 65 will be only 680,000 euros. So those 10 additional years give you more than double the yield than you would have when you started later. So 1.5 million is compared to 680,000 just by the difference of 10 years time that you have invested.